Hello everyone, my name is Aaron Crouch and I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about my Juilliard audition experience. So I go on YouTube and I was getting ready to, do my Juilliard audition. I just did it yesterday. Today's March 4th and I did it March 3rd yesterday. I wanted to go on YouTube and see if there were any videos about people's Juilliard's auditions so I could know what to expect. But all of them are really just drama or instrumental or dance even, but none of them were voice. So I talked to the other voice students that went and auditioned, and they thought it would be a good idea to actually be the first one to upload a video about the voice auditions. So first I had to fill out the application, which was way long. It was really long. Yeah, you had to send in your application and then, your transcripts and stuff and your pre-screenings. And you should know what a pre-screening is. It's like the video showing your talent, whatever it is. Like for me, it's singing. And in like January, I think I got an email saying, hey, we want you to come in for an audition. You've passed the pre-screening round and everything. So, I was pretty happy about that. And once you do that, you schedule your audition for this year, it was between 2 days, which was March 3rd and March 4th today. Mine was yesterday. So, I drove to New York. Well, my mom drove to New York, but I got there on Thursday because I live in Maryland. It was only like 4 hours. So, we drove right there with my grandmother, my sister, and my mom. And right when I got there, it was about, 11. No, not 11. It was about 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. And my audition time was at 2:30. And I got in there, I had to sign in. The people were super nice. The security guards were really nice, even though, they were doing their job and they were making sure you were who you were. But they were super nice. Everyone was super nice. I went and I signed in and, they gave me specific instructions. They told me where everything was, like the practice rooms and everything. So there was like this big waiting room and everyone was in there, not just the voice students, but everyone that was auditioning that day. And, they had parent information sessions and I think they had some tours going on and everything. So it was about time for my audition. And so I go upstairs in the elevator and I go warm up. And I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, I'm warming up. I'm getting ready for my Juilliard audition. And so then I go and check in with my room where I'm having my audition. I see a few friends that day and everything. So one of my friends was auditioning, so I listened to her. And then I got to practice with my accompanist right before my audition. So then it was my turn, and I got in there, and it was like 9 people on the panel, but they were all super nice. Like as soon as I walked in, they're all smiling, and they're like, hey, and I'm like, hello, how are you? I'm good, this, that, the third, I'm great. And they asked me a few questions, like, well, not really a few, they just asked me where I was from, and asked me about my high school, and then they asked me to introduce my first piece, and I did. It was an Italian piece with a really long entrance, unnecessarily long entrance, so, title, not entrance. So, then I sang my song. I'm a tenor, so as you can tell by my voice, my song had a B flat in it, like at the end, and I cracked on the B flat. So, I'm freaking out after my audition, and it was crazy. There was a session before ours from like 9 to 1, I think, or from like 9 to 12:30, or from 9 to 12. And that group's callbacks had already been posted, and some of my friends had got called back and everything, and only 7 kids got called back. And there was like, I don't know how many kids auditioned, but only 7 got called back. They did it in voice parts, like the sopranos and some of the mezzos were in the first session. A few mezzos and all the tenors and all of the basses, since there weren't that many, were all in the last session. the last group of people who are auditioning. So I leave and I wait, and they tell me that our results would be posted about 5:15. And I had auditioned at 2:30, so that was about 3 hours or something. Yeah, everything was on time. Nothing was really behind except for the results of the callbacks. So everyone's back there just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for results. And about 5:40-ish, the lady comes out and is like, okay guys, I'm so sorry for the delay, but you know that this is the cliche thing to say, but it was really difficult to pick the people because you all were so super good. And they post the list, and there was only one name with an A on it, and I saw Andy, and I started like freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, I hate myself. I was beating myself up, and I was just like freaking out. Then I got closer to the list, and I saw that it didn't say Andy, it actually said Aaron Crouch. And I was like, oh, I made it. And then so did one of my other friends. So we're just up there like, oh my gosh, we made it. So then I, go to my mom, tell them the news. But this is not about that. I just want to let you guys know what to expect in these auditions. Because a lot of the people that talk about it on YouTube didn't get a chance to go to callbacks, and they don't know what to expect, and they didn't know what to expect. So I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I think I did very well on my callback. I think my callback was actually better than my main audition. But yeah, so I just want to let you guys know what to expect. In the first audition, you really are just singing your songs. It's nothing. They don't ask you, they don't really interview you after that. They just pick your second song, and if they want you to do a third song, they will pick that too. But, there's no interview or anything in the first audition. And if you make callbacks, it's more of a coaching session. It's not really about your singing, but you do have to sing. At least that's what happened this year. I don't know what's going to happen next year, but this is just something that you might be able to use. They picked which piece that they would work with me on, and they picked my English piece. I don't know if you guys know Sure in the Shining Night by Samuel Barber. If you're classical singers, you should know. But they picked that piece, and they asked me, just to be me. It was more acting and coaching than vocal. So they told me that I could use the whole room. Like I could actually walk around, like how you're usually supposed to stay in like a little square or whatever. So I used the whole entire room. And then after that, I sang through the piece a little bit. The pianist, he was also a coach. He started giving me a little bit of advice. He started trying to get me to try certain things, like with technique, like singing on the different dynamics and stuff. And then there was an acting coach in there, and she asked me a question. She asked me, what action did I imagine myself doing, or did I imagine happening while I was singing that song? And my friend that went before me had told me that that's what she had asked her, and I told her that I imagined myself reading a book. So yeah, so when I said that, I was like, Aaron, what are you thinking? But then she told me it was actually good, so I did it, and she actually thought I was a really good actor. So then after that, they just asked me, did I have any questions? And I had questions. So I think it's a good idea to always have questions. It lets them know that you're interested in school. So make sure you have questions. And then I left, and I felt really good about my audition. Always be confident in what you practiced and what your teacher taught you. And never listen to anyone else's audition. Those are the things that you should keep with you forever. Like, forever. And Juilliard doesn't define you. Juilliard doesn't define you. So whether you get in, make a callback or not, you're still amazing. So that's my audition experience, and I hope you guys, really took something from it, and I hope it helps you. So thanks. See y'all later.